What's up, you guys? This is episode 8 of a show that I don't know the title to. All I know is I just speak what's on my mind for 30 minutes a day. This is day 8. I've been pretty consistent. I'm thankful for that. I know it's a long journey, and I know that I shouldn't expect perfection, but I should try as hard as I can and always do my best. I try to bring you thought-provoking concepts and things that you can resonate with in your own life by listening to anecdotal experiences and beliefs that I carry in my life. I do my best not to have any divisive rhetoric or anything that makes somebody feel like an outcast as to what I'm saying. I just try to push positive concepts and do it at a consistent rate for myself. It's a self-journey, and for anybody to, I'm repeating myself, but resonate with what I have going on. So today we are talking about gratitude and what exactly that is. Gratitude in 3 seconds just means to simply be thankful, right? But to take it even further, I think being thankful is sort of in the moment, right? But a sense of gratitude is something that you carry with you throughout every day. Every waking moment. I think it's a mindset change. You can go from being thankful, I'm thankful for this food, or I feel a sense of gratitude in everything that takes place in my life, right? Gratitude is something that takes practice. It's not a place that everyone consistently lives in all the time. I think to my life, when I feel the best sense of gratitude is when I just feel in the present moment and I let go of all the things that may happen or have happened. And I just focus on right now. I think that's where I feel the biggest sense of gratitude. So I don't know where you guys experience gratitude in your life. I don't know if you feel like you're in a state of gratitude or if you just simply feel thankful from time to time. But that's what I wanted to talk about today. It feels like something that's very meaningful if you want to get somewhere, i.e. your dreams, your goals, your aspirations. I think changing your mindset from, why are these things happening to me? Or, why do I have to go through all these battles or all these trials and tribulations to get to where I want to go? And instead be thankful for those moments that make you who you are now. And 2 positive things come from that. The first is you get to grow in these moments that you may not have been ready for, right? So let's say, for example, for me, being an entrepreneur, content creator, a couple years ago, I was in a position where I had thought that content was going to take off. I was going to reach millions of followers, millions of subscribers, the whole 9, right? I had thought of myself being as big as Kai Cenat, Duke Dennis, things of that nature. But once I really sit back in a sense of gratitude and understand my journey and what was necessary for me and things to learn, I don't think at that moment that I was a streamer back in 2022, 23, I don't think I was primed and ready to receive a community like that. I think it would have been cool, it would have been a good experience, but could I have created a longer lasting community? Are the things that I would have done the right things to do in those moments in terms of growing, right? I think having gratitude gives you, and there's the other thing I'm going to get to, but it lets you grow in your journey. Imagine if, I wanted to be a streamer and I thought that was the only way that it was going to happen. And sure enough, I don't. And then I don't live in a sense of gratitude as well. Now I'm like, oh man, why is this happening to me? I don't understand. I want to have more control in my life. I want to have more control in my journey. And then I end up fizzling out and stopping content completely, right? I talked about this before in prior episodes, but zooming out your chief definite aim allows God to work in your life a lot easier. Staying in a sense of gratitude for who I am and my family and my journey helps me be in the present moment and realize God may bless me in many different ways. I just don't know how it's going to come. So knowing that, it's like you can add this sense of gratitude in your pocket, right? So that was the first thing, is that you get to learn from living in gratitude, right? The second thing that I would say is that as you live in this journey, it's like a level of contagiousness that you get to share with other people. When God sees you exuding gratitude and sharing it with the world, I believe that God takes that and says, okay, he is truly thankful for what I have provided for him in his life. He has a balance of gratitude mixed with ambition. So I want to go ahead and create more opportunities for him so that he can take advantage of those opportunities and glorify me in his name and be thankful for those things. And then I'm going to give him something else, and then he'll be able to reach for that. And naturally, it's like opportunities get bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's like, if you lack the self-awareness to see how God's working in your life every day, even just the fact of the matter that you opened your eyes up, or you're able to walk, or you call your mom, or call a friend, you have a house on your head, clothes on your back, your water works. It's like, how could you ever expect God or the universe or whoever to give you more when you're not even thankful for what you have? You understand what I'm saying? Even in my own journey, I was first making content from my house in college, and I didn't have an office. I didn't have other co-creators and stuff. TikTok was just coming out at the time. It's like, still living where I am now and the things that I'm doing in my life with content, it's like I've came such a long way. It's like any time during that journey, I could have easily been like, nah, you know what? Why is this happening to me? Why did, this thing over here not work out? Or why, when I post these videos, I don't get these types of views, but this guy does this and he gets the same amount. It's like, I think living in that constant state of gratitude is just ever more important, right? And I hope you can understand to what I'm saying. Another example I'd like to give that I've just heard about last week was Larry the Cable Guy was, and this was super resonating with me because to update you on my journey, I have had an opportunity with voice acting. This is something I've been wanting to do for a long time. I'll get into it probably later on when I update people on my journey and stuff, but it's been something that's really cool, something I've been manifesting for a while, and I've just stayed super patient and looked for the right opportunity, and it shows up right on my front doorstep in terms of social media. So anyways, Larry the Cable Guy, he was a comedian. Some of you might know who he is. He basically was like, you know what? I'm a comedian. I feel like a lot of these newer comedians are throwing the same type of jokes I am, but they're hitting better with them for some reason. I don't know why that's the case. I'm just going to stay thankful and stay in the present moment, keep doing my thing, keep showing gratitude consistently. And sure enough, one random Tuesday, he gets a knock on the door and somebody asks him to voice act for a character. And he goes and he kills it. And it was for Disney, crazy enough, and they liked him so much. The character was Mater from Cars, that they rewrote him into the movie even more, and now he makes more money than he could ever imagine being a comedian or an actor, right? And that's so crazy to think about. It's like, Larry the Cable Guy, woke up one day and he was like, yeah, I want to be a comedian, this and that, whoop-de-whoop, and stayed in a sense of gratitude, stayed in the present moment, trust God's journey and his path for him. And sure enough, there's a moment where something completely else of what he thought he wanted to do is his breadwinner for life. I think that's super important for us to resonate in his story. Is like, like I said, you think you know everything, you think you have control over everything that's supposed to go on in your life. If I strive for this and I work super hard, then I know that this will happen, and if not, then there's no way. It's like you're almost hard-headed in your own spiritual journey, right? And that's not a bad thing. It's just, like I said, it takes more time for God to work it's such a narrow path. Zooming out and trying to figure out what your true goal is, and I'm getting away from gratitude, but I'm just on a tangent. I'll get right back to it in a second. But zooming out on your goals and trying to figure out what exactly is it that I want. I want to get paid to be me. Is it through this content or that content or whatever I'm doing? I don't know. I'm thankful for the opportunity. I have the skills and capabilities and networking and resources and all those things. And so I'm just going to keep striving to be the best version of myself that I can. And all of this, what I'm explaining, is the culmination of living in gratitude, living in the present moment. So, yeah. All right. Hold on. Let me look at this really quick. Yeah. So, you ask yourself, okay, how can I be thankful if, my job is this, or my friend acts like this, or my dad or my mom or my brother acts like this? I can't stay in a place of gratitude because my life is X. I don't even want to say it. My life is X, Y, and Z. This might bother some people, but you, believe it or not, are the CEO of your own life. You can dictate, promote, fire, hire, rehire, refire anybody you want in your life. And a lot of you are like, well, I'm 16 and I live in my mom's place and I feel like I deal with this. I get that. I understand, right? I get it. I think the first thing you need to do is try to find peace within yourself, right? There are things in my life where they bother the shit out of me and it's hard to get over and very bothersome, but the first thing that you can master in your sense of gratitude is zooming out even farther, right? My mom, my dad, my blah, blah, blah. Zoom out. Okay, all right. I'm alive. I am able. I have eyes. I have arms. I have legs. Okay, the sun came up. I can take a deep breath in. I can exhale. Man, I'm around these trees. Like I'm in nature. Like life is good. That's where you can take the zooming out aspect, right? And now, as you master that part, as you master your mind, as you master meditation and trying to stay in a place of gratitude and being in the present moment, that's when we'll start to just zoom in. Don't overwhelm yourself, but just start to zoom in a little bit. Okay. How can I be thankful for my mom? Who bothers me or whatever. I'm not saying into my own life. I love my mom, but how can I, my roommate or this law school or, whatever, right? You come up with a million things. How can I figure out being thankful for that thing? My mom, she birthed me. My mom, she put clothes on my back and changed my diapers and, raised me. Without her as a child, I would have died. She was my parent, my caregiver. My roommate, they're helping along with the rent. They're paying their fair share. If things were to go south and an intruder comes in, they'd have my back. I don't know. I'm making shit up, but I know that you can resonate in your own life. What I'm trying to make in terms of an analogy is slowly zooming in and finding areas where you can just simply be thankful for them. I think that will help you tremendously in finding a sense of peace. And with peace comes opportunities to be the best version of yourself that you can be. And that may even mean separating yourself. As I said, you're the CEO. If you want to distance yourself from somebody, if you want to eliminate one of your friends from your life because they're draining from you, like you have the ability to do that. Nobody is at fault for your life. You are at fault for your life. Whatever it is that you choose to do, that's what it is, right? I obviously there are always exceptions to the rule, but in my life, anything that ever goes wrong, no matter if it's somebody else or a business opportunity or whatever, I try to center it back to myself and say, what about that can I do? What about that can I be thankful for? I wouldn't want to say everything's your fault. That's not, that lives in almost like a self-sabotage type of mindset, but almost in that ballpark is like, I have to be in control of my life. I am the CEO of my life, right? God has granted me the skills and capabilities to be whoever it is that I want to be, I have all the opportunity to be whoever it is that I want to be. Sometimes I feel like you get in your own way to where you end up not being thankful for other things because of the lack of discipline or the lack of accountability that you have on your own life, right? So that's my advice to you is if you're like, I feel like I'm in a spot where I can't be thankful. I don't know what's going on. Do your best to zoom out and just realize where you are in this life. There's some people who, woke up and they couldn't eat. They had nothing to eat in the pantry or, they were fighting for their lives for whatever reason, right? Just zooming out, I think, is the first step. And then after that, you try to tackle things bit by bit. Halfway there. Okay, cool. Let's see. Yeah. I think in our lives, right, we have no idea what's going to take place. So why not just be thankful for whatever comes with it? You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. You could assume, you make theories about how things are going to happen, but I think if we don't know the outcome truly because of God, because of His will, not ours, how could I be mad at something that I have no control or no perception over? It's like, no matter what you're going to do, the sun's going to rise and it's going to set. And it's like, what are you going to choose to do in those moments? Are you going to be mad about everything or are you going to live in a state of gratitude? I feel like, gratitude is in this abundance mindset. It's like, I don't know what's going to happen, but I know that I'm going to live my life. I'm going to take a deep breath and that life is good. It's like more abundance of opportunities and things of that nature start to happen. But once you live in the opposite of thankfulness, which I don't even know what that looks like. I don't even know the term for it. I'd say I know what that looks like, but I feel like that's where a lot of moments are like things aren't going to get better because you're naturally talking about how everything sucks and you're complaining about life. And the law of attraction states that whatever you're thinking in your mind will be the reflection of your reality. And it's like, man, if my life sucks, oh, this is all terrible, blah 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 blah. Naturally, the reflection of your perception is reality. So if you just simply do your best to live in a sense of gratitude, I feel like, I promise you, I don't even know how to explain it. I've just done it in my own life. Just do your best to take that moment and flip the switch and live in gratitude. I feel like so many positive things and beneficial things come into my life, and I naturally don't involve myself with negative things, negative people, negative energy, because my soul, my life literally can't fit that in. There's no room for that. I live in such a state of gratitude that it has no more effect on me. It's almost like you're vibrating. You know how they talk about catch a vibe? You're vibrationally on a different level when you choose to live in gratitude, right? Doesn't mean that you can't be scared or anxious or whatever the feelings come with change in your life or learning new things or dealing with people. I think living in gratitude lets you rise and ascend above those momentary things and exist in a state of abundance. I hope I'm not repeating myself. I'm just really trying to reiterate what it means to me to live in a state of gratitude, right? Think about it in your life, right? Like right now, like, okay, where am I zooming in too much? And I'm not thankful for things that if I zoom out for, it's like, man, I have came a long way. This is the job that I wanted, that I prayed about and asked God about and worked towards last year. This is the boyfriend or girlfriend that I said I wanted. What do I learn from those moments? What do I learn from this job? What can I take from this experience that I once wanted that can take me into my next one? Where can I find moments, where can I find a sense of gratitude in all of this? Even though you may be in a negative situation, a situation that isn't benefiting you, how can you take that and move it into something positive? How can you find the good in the bad? How can you find the good in the bad? Let's see. Yeah, so I've talked about this book a couple of times, but The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, I feel like, is one of the best ways in terms of emotions, how to deal with them and how to exist in the present moment. It's funny how a lot of negative emotions go hand in hand, and at the same time, a lot of positive emotions go hand in hand. In the last couple of episodes, I've talked about patience. I've talked about faith. And right now it's gratitude. It's like having gratitude means having faith, means having patience. Having patience means having faith, having gratitude. It all goes hand in hand. I feel like when you practice these things, other things start to come along. That's why taking the first step is so important. It's difficult to constantly live in a state of gratitude. It's difficult to constantly strive to have a diet. It's hard to do anything, right? If it was easy to live in a state of gratitude, everyone would be doing it, and there would be no, world wars, and life would be good. I don't know what that would look like. But I do know that if you take that first step into gratitude, that's all we can do. And so in the book by Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now, he basically talks about how although the experience may not be what I wanted, although I may not be happy with what happened, I still will attain a level of peace due to my sense of gratitude and, more importantly, my sense of living in the moment. If I take out all the things that are going on in my life right now and just plop my mind right here, right now, it's like, What is there to not be thankful for? Right now in this forest, I can go find food, I can go find water, I can go call whoever I want to call, I can go on a run, I can read a book, I can watch a movie. It's almost impossible to live in the present moment and not find something that you're thankful for. In the past, in the future, I feel like it's a lot harder to be thankful for things. It's like right now, I ask you, what are you thankful for? You start thinking about these people or these things that are in your life that exist right now for you. Although you may think of memories of the past or the future, it's like they're here right now. Or even somebody's memory of them exists right now. I'm not sure if I botched that, but I don't know if I botched that. I think you guys are understanding what I'm saying. Living in the present moment is another thing that goes hand in hand with patience, with faith, with a sense of gratitude. It's like, it's almost like it's in a video game where you work on something and then naturally other parts of your, if you want to get really good at basketball, it's like, dang, now I'm faster, stronger, quicker, I'm healthier, my body looks good. But it's like all I was doing was striving to be a better basketball player. If I strive to just live in a sense of gratitude, naturally other things will come upon, like patience, faithfulness, living in the present moment. Like all those things work hand in hand with gratitude. And I'll start off right now by saying, in my own life, when things happen to me, like, I don't know, I lose my keys, I lose my wallet. It's like, man, that sucks. Oh my gosh. For some reason, maybe because I do my best to try to live in the sense of gratitude, I try to figure out why does God want that to happen? There must have been something that I don't know about that he needs me to experience, because I don't believe in coincidences. And so naturally when bad things happen, it's funny. It's like when good things happen, we're like, oh yeah, like that was supposed to happen. Like, thanks God, like this is smooth. But then when bad things, it's like everybody's so quick to question, oh, why is this? Why did I lose my keys? Why did I lose my wallet? It's very quick to say, why me? And if you don't take care of that, it's almost like you begin to live in this victim mindset where, oh, woe is me, oppression lives all around me. How could I ever get out of that when that merely exists in the mind? Letting go when bad things are happening to you and practicing gratitude. Do I know why that happened? No. So do I have control over it? Probably not. So what should I do? Two things at the same time. Find the good and the bad, and then live in the present moment, which is now. Whatever has happened, has happened. I lost my keys, I lost my wallet, whatever. It is what it is. I know there's a reason for it. I have faith in God that there was some reason that I was supposed to lose my wallet, whatever, but I don't know. Butterfly effect, One thing, knocking down a whole bunch of dominoes, means something else. I don't know what it means, and I have no control over it. So I need to simply let go. Practice gratitude. Live in the present moment. And other things naturally start to come forward. Yeah, man. Last thing I'll say before our guided meditation is, in my own life, I feel like my blessings come the most when I live in gratitude. And I know I've said that before, but that's probably one of the biggest things I want you to take away from this. God sees when you live in gratitude. God sees when you're thankful. And because of that, he will bring more opportunities into your life where you can strive for and then be thankful for those things. And glorify God for those things. And bigger things start to come into your life. You just have to take that first step. Complaining is in the opposite direction. Living in the sense of victimhood is the opposite direction. Because at the end of the day, like I had said probably 3 to 5 times, there's so many things to be thankful for in this present moment. Even if you have to zoom out as far as my life, my vitality, my health, my eyes, my ears, my arms, everything. There's always a moment to be thankful. And to be real with you guys, I don't know what grief feels like, so I can't really speak there. I can't act like I know what that means to have thankfulness and grief, because there are certain stages when loss comes into your life, and that's going to happen. I don't know. So I can't sit here and begin to tell you how to, act in that place. But God sees gratitude, man. So I do my best to live in a sense of gratitude, and I hope everything that I've said helps kickstart you, if not already, to consistently live in a sense of gratitude. So with that being said, the next thing that we're going to do really quick is a guided meditation. So what I'm going to have you do is find somewhere on the ground or whatever, on your couch, and what I need you to do is take 3 deep breaths, okay? So, and out. 2 more. And out. 1 more. And out. And if you haven't already, close your eyes for me. And what I want you to do is I want you to visualize all of the beautiful things that are going on in your life. Even if you have to zoom out. Zoom out as far as you can. I'm alive. I woke up this morning. I can walk and go see the trees and anything, Just visualize that for a moment. Notice how the feelings that you emit from your own mind in this visualization of the things that you are thankful for, that's worth fighting for. That's worth having a level of consistency and accountability to live in that state of gratitude. Now, while keeping your eyes closed, try to figure out something in your life that may not be something that you're supremely thankful for. Your job, your roommate, your whatever. Think about that person, that thing for just a couple of moments, not for too long. And I want you to do your best to think about what about that person or that thing that you can be thankful for. Think about it. There's no way they're 100%, that thing or whatever is 100% negative. There's something, you have to find some sort of positivity, some sort of gratitude in there. And that, to me, keep your eyes closed, is the art of gratitude and being able to consistently find gratitude in things that you don't enjoy, while it's easy to find gratitude in things you do enjoy. You feel warmth, you feel a better sense of purpose, a better sense of existing in the present moment. That's where we want to live, is in that constant state of gratitude, with faith that the man above is noticing our consistent gratitude, but at the same time we're hungry and still chasing whatever it is that we want to accomplish in this life. Finding that balance, not being okay with things that aren't good in your life. You're the CEO of your life. You change things, you make things happen how they are, but still living in that gratitude while making those changes to be the best person you can be. That's the balance that we can find where God can work in our lives. And know that if he gives us some trials and tribulations, will we still be thankful? He's giving us places to grow. Will we still be thankful for those things? That's the balance. Okay, you can open your eyes. Appreciate you guys for sticking with me, man. I think I'm getting better. I watched these back, and I'm getting feedback from some of my people about what they think. Not Not everything's going to be great the first time around, the first 10 times around. Mr. B says, make 100 of something before you start to criticize it. So here I am on number 8. And if you're here on number 8, super thankful for you. Super thankful for everything in my life. The good, the bad, the terrible, all of it. It's a makeup of who I am. It's the life that God wants me to live. I live in his control, not mine. I live in gratitude with unwavering faith that my chief definite aim, the things that I strive for in this life, will sooner or later reach its physical equivalent because I strive to do so, and I'm thankful for the moments that aren't good. Thankful for the moments that don't help me out. Or I think that don't help me out. So, appreciate you guys, man. I will see you tomorrow, or see you whenever I decide to make the next one. Life is good. Life is good. All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow.